scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself, and she's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. I swear she's destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Oh, lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left.
I had been running private schools since about 1990, and it pretty much came down to what they say. If you want something done right, sometimes you have to do it yourself. Found a lot of the things that I was wanting to do with the schools that I had been running, usually the ownership would say, oh, I don't want to take those risks, or I don't want to make those accommodations, or I don't want to customize something so much for students. So at a certain point I realized if that's going to be happening here, if we're going to have a school of the quality that I wanted to have, that I would do it myself.
The school has a lot of unique options, such as different PE classes or including my tennis as PE. So go-kart racing was really fun. The school has allowed me to maintain at the level that I need to be at.
I take AP Chemistry, and we use our beautiful laboratory almost every week.
Personally, I wish this kind of education was available for everybody, but it's not, because it is a lot of work, and they do expect a lot of you, and it's not just somewhere you go and turn off your brain. But if you can deal with that, if you actually want to work, if you can afford to be here, they're going to teach you things that you're not going to learn in a normal high school.
Having good teachers, having friendly things, they make me fit in here, so I think that helps me a lot.
Yeah, you think so?
I totally feel like I belong here. I already made friends. I think it's very easy when you're smaller, you're connected with everyone.
Music also generates every part of the mind and activity in every part of the mind. Math, science, when they do a CAT scan of a person playing music. Literally every part of their brain is active.
Welcome to the 4th annual Cambrian Academy Science Symposium.
We want to keep what we've been doing. Right now, our track record is still perfect. 100% of our students being accepted to college, and with college being their goal. So we just want to continue to do better and better with that.
I like this school.
We're from different cultures.
We study together.
We're all here as a family.
The idea behind the international school was I had also learned a lot about cultures before actually doing and seeing how many international students placed a much higher value on education than a lot of local students that I knew. It would be a good idea to have a school that mixed together. International students could learn English from local friends, and our local students can learn a little bit about how seriously education is taken in other countries. I think it would be beneficial to both.
I chose Cambrian Academy because that's a small school and teachers can focus on students way more than they can in public schools. So here I can come to teacher after classes, talk to them. The teacher knows everything about me, everything I want.
Drama is very important to life lessons because it teaches self-gratification. It makes you stronger. You feel more confident.
I believe that art classes in high school teaches students. It connects them to their culture. It helps them appreciate beauty.
I think it's important to study art in high school because it engages. You can use different skills than in other classes, and a lot of schools cut art. There's less opportunities for students to learn, but here we're able to spend a lot of time and make beautiful art.
Oh, Cultural Exchange Club. Okay, so that's a club that brings students from all over the different communities that we have here at Cambrian Academy. And they come together and just put together events and exchange information about their cultures and learn about new cultures, other ones they're not necessarily aware of. And at the end of the day, it's just a place where students come to be together.
I'm here to tell you about the Schools Interact Club. It's about leadership, integrity, responsibility, and hard work. It's important because it's meaningful. We're teaching students about being a part of something, not just local, but international, like our school.
One of the most important things students learn here in Student Council is how to work together as a group and how to work out their differences, if some kids like this or some kids don't like that, and so the kids really have to work together to make their decisions and to make activities happen, and they all have to work together and contribute to the activity.
job's a joke you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you.
Sometimes you just don't feel like yourself when you wake up. There are nothing to look forward to, and there are no reason and motive to move. It doesn't matter anymore what I'm meant to be and where I am. When the day seems to end the way it began, but suddenly there is it. There's still love and happiness around me.
And I rave the sprout and the bean.
3, 2, 1.
What we are doing.
All the other people instead of the ego.
Then you can't tell.
I either go to the gym or I play basketball, but most likely basketball because I like to play basketball the most and it's my favorite thing to do. I gotta practice for my team, you know. The gym is probably where I'd go to play basketball, so I mean, benefit from there is you get to work out as well, and it's nice and warm. Unlike soccer, you don't go out on the field to play.
So after school, I usually go back to my home. Except for the days I have outside activities or club, then I will stay at school to participate. Sometimes I want to stay after school, not just for outside activities or club, but to communicate with my friends or doing my homework. Because for me, I think school is an ideal place to doing homework more than my house. But this year is my junior year, so that I need to spend more time and concentrate my work. So I have to went home earlier to finish all my homework that I have.
Jackbox is my favorite place to go after the school. Here is a Jackbox that in the corner of our school, Cameron Academy. This is really my favorite place to go because it sells a lot of spicy food and drink. Going outside after school is really a relaxing because you have a lot of enjoyable food, like crispy chicken.
My favorite place to go after school is the park that's right next to our house, which is Campbell Park, which is by downtown. Usually what I do there is go to swing on the swings after dark, which is usually about 8 p.m.-ish. And before that, while it's still getting dark at like 6 to 7-ish, I guess, I like to walk around the Los Gatos Creek Trail. I don't like to go to the park by myself. I prefer to go with my sister Jen, and when she's busy, I like to go with what I would consider my only true friend right now, which is Colleen. I would definitely recommend this as a place to go with your friends after school to get to know them better, away from tech and movies and other such distracting.
So park is a perfect place to isolate yourself from people. However, it's good for you to be around people. So I would recommend my sister and other people as well to go to clubs you have in your school, and most likely you will meet some new people there and they will become your friends.
Don't be lonely. Go out with your friends. Arcade, malls, shopping. There's so many places that you can do. Go get ice cream in Great America, roller coasters. There are tons of new possible ideas out there. And I just think most likely, and my whole team can strongly agree, is that we as one say go find different places, find new hobbies, and get better or get new friends.
Natalie Fige is a refugee from Minsk, Belarus. Crystal Kim is a refugee from North Korea.
I live with my sister. My parents already left us, so it's hard to live by ourselves. And government says the school is free for us, but it's not exactly the free. And the dictatorship is really strong. Like if we say something about another country or governments, they'll kill us. So
I was Jewish, and at the time there was a lot of anti-Semitism in the former Soviet Union, and it was not very safe to stay.
I leave behind my friends and my families. Yeah, everything's I had.
When I left, I just came by myself. My parents didn't come with me, so leaving my parents was the hardest. But everything I knew basically was left behind. The journey was not dangerous because we were allowed to leave by the government. So we got on a plane. The first stop was in Ireland, and then from Ireland we came to JFK Airport in New York City.
Someone's lead us, like me and my sister. So we just follow them to come to China first. My town is really nearby the China, so we just have one river. So when is the ice on it, and then we just came through there. And we came to the Bangkok, and we just took like steps and had an interview for like come to United States. It took us to 8 months.
Everything was so different from what I experienced at home. Skyscrapers, subways, and most of all supermarkets with all this food. I've been in the United States for 25 years now, so it's a long time. Well, I'm settled. I have a family, I have a job. To me now, it's home.
It was really a surprise to me because languages and peoples are very different. So I've been here for years.
In New York City, there was an organization that was helping refugees. It was called New York Organization for New Americans. They were helping us with learning the language, finding a job, and also they were giving us some money.
This is Kelsey Copeland, the Community Coordinator of the Refugee Foster Care Program at Catholic Charities of Santa Clara County.
I find working with refugees to be really inspiring. I've worked with refugees in a couple different ways. So my program, the Refugee Foster Care Program, works specifically with unaccompanied refugee minors. I've also worked with refugees in Greece in a refugee camp. Working with refugees, it's inspiring. It can be hard sometimes to witness and hear what people have gone through. We used to do this refugee resettlement program that helped adults and families. My program, the Refugee Foster Care Program, we have a lot of services to help the youth and to help the foster families. The refugee crisis is a really tricky thing that I don't think is easy to solve. It's sad, it breaks my heart. There's so many people in need. I think there's a lot of ways to help, and I think people can look up organizations that are helping refugees and see how they can get involved, to volunteer. On a more day-to-day, smaller scale, I think remembering just to be kind and patient.
These people are in need. What will you do to help them?